Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome to another installment of appabend streams. Today we are going to talk a lot of shit. Today we're going to talk about so many topics, and there's so many memes, so many articles, so many interesting topics to discuss, and well, a lot of news to cover up as well. So, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very well. It's a very beautiful, bright day. It started off with a very strong rain outside. The rain is not as intense as last time, thankfully. But now it's hopefully it's not as raining as the last time, because rain's pretty intense. It's been pretty damn intense as of late. Not sure if it's still snowing in your area, because if it's snowing, it's pretty interesting. Okay, how are you guys doing? Let's see here. Is it wrong to straighten traps? Traps are straight. The traps themselves, not necessarily the act of loving them, that can be questionable. But the traps themselves, they're usually mostly straight. Felix from Res Zero is confirmed to be straight. He has a girlfriend, apparently. Just dropping by to say legalize homicide. That is all. Legalize homicide. That's a very Fallout world that you're advocating. Is it wrong to straighten trapped people? Define trapped people. Here comes the sweet Persona music. That was a freaking accident. I didn't mean to play the Persona music, the Persona 4 animation music, but well, I was just listening to that. I was just playing this game. You were playing the Danmachi game. All right. Flat is justice. 3D lives don't matter. Answer to original poster, yes, because opinions are like assholes, and eventually something you like will be on someone else's shit list. Mic drop. The answer is yes. Yes, it is wrong. I have to go back to playing Done Memo. Love you, appabend. Have a good stream. Well, thank you. Censorship, or I like to call it censor shit, is bad at any stance. You either have the balls to keep the stuff you wanted, or succumb to the idiotic masses' demands. Are you by any chance related to Attacking 101? I swear you remind me of him with a palette swap. No, who is that? I don't even know who that is. Dio did everything right. Pose for the camera. Like that. Could communism work? Dio the brand or the character? Who's the worst game journalist ever? Well, I'll leave that question to you guys. Yes, it is wrong to answer the question in the title. Traps leave me confused. Bear traps just hurt. Persona 4 music scared the shit out of me. I did not buy Tokyo Mirage Session due to censorship. I would say yes to the title of the video. Congrats on your bruv meeting the first lady. Yeah, that was an interesting thing happening in there. The question would be confusing out of context. Well, yes, because we're talking about Danmachi, which is the title of the anime. It's like, is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? And I just twist the title to something related to censorship, because there is going to be, we're going to talk about censorship material stuff in a bit. No dabs. When you're having a good time shooting religious nutters and then North Korea comes and ruins it. Who's your favorite Persona character? That is a very difficult question, because a lot of Persona characters are pretty great. Is it wrong to 6 million people asking for a friend? There's nothing wrong with asking for a friend. You need to. The thing about being making friends is that you need to prove yourself to be a reliable friend first before you can actually, get another friend. It's about giving trust to other people, which is risky. In a lot of ways, it's very risky giving your trust to people that you don't know already yet. But still, it is required in order to trigger a social conversation with social interaction with others. Censorship is gay, just like your mom. On a scale of 1 to 80s Miami aesthetics, how cool is gunning people down in a bike of Letterman jacket and a pig mask on Grand Theft Auto? If it's with the 80s music, well, it's probably cool. Get some 80s synthwave in there. It's probably cool. Are taps waifus or husbandos? That is a good question. Censorship is gay. Already read that. If you fap to traps, you are gay unless it's futa. No questions asked. Nice posters. Well, thank you. Traps are love. Traps are life. Is appabend a Puritan? Certainly not. Just because I find things uncomfortable, that doesn't mean that I'm going to just like, hey, censor it. By the way, in probably just a bit, not far from here, not far from a couple of days from now, I will be streaming Bayonetta on Switch, playing a couple of Switch games, because that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? Do you like your rendang chicken skin crispy? Actually, yeah. But I don't like rendang chicken in general, so. Did you hear about the UK banning Omega Labrid Z? Very, very old news. I've already talked about this in one of my streams, I guess, as far as I can recall. Yeah. I can imagine you wearing that and going up to random people going, do you know the way? Criminal Goals 1 and 2, cuff censorship. That's an ancient news, very ancient news, like 2016. That was like one of the very first news that I talked about when talking about censorship. Do you got the Knuckles hoodie? Man, I wish. I freaking wish. It's fine to pick up girls in a dungeon. Where did you find such a blue outfit? This is a simple blue shirt. The one is just a simple blue white shirt. It's everywhere. Like if you go outside, get to the mall and actually look at your surroundings, you might find a couple of shirts like this. But then again, knowing my fan base, they're not exactly good at social interaction. Anyway, we all remember the mess that was Fire Emblem Fates with censorship, right? Well, we all absolutely do. Griffin professional career was never the same after Twitter was created. What is your favorite shonen anime? That would be, if you can count it as a shonen anime, that would be... Does Cowboy Bebop count? I mean, it is, kind of, in a lot of ways. Are you watching Fist of the Blue Sky or Genesis? A Regenesis? No. Channel Awesome or Feminist Frequency? Pick or die. Man, that's a difficult choice. Are futas gay? I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you guys. Is Carpenter Brute good for the massacre occasion? Danmachi Bell? I was thinking of checking that out. Is it good? Well, I haven't seen Danmachi yet, the actual anime, but my friend said that it was okay. It's nice as a comedy anime. It's not exactly great, but it's okay. So, Which Bayonetta? The first one. And probably the second one. I need to beat the first one yet. Apparently, the weird thing that I find about Bayonetta is that I asked my brother to play it, and he got his ass kicked. Like, even though he plays Devil May Cry a lot, he's a very big fan of Devil May Cry. He plays Devil May Cry 4 a lot, but he gets his ass kicked here for some reason. And apparently, people who played who are like pros in Dark Souls said that getting silver in Bayonetta is difficult. Like it's like a freaking, like you have to struggle for that. Even though I myself, like I am horrendous at video games. I'm freaking terrible. But I got like silver gold. I'm a silver golden boy throughout Bayonetta. I don't know what you're talking about. Not platinum though. Platinum is a bit difficult to get. Now that's the real challenge. But I'm a silver golden boy, so. Puta is the ultimate form of a human. Are you Indonesian? Absolutely. Appa becomes Sonic. What do you think of Scotland? Don't worry if your opinion is bad. I live here and so is mine. It has people with really nice accent. I really want to see that accent. Like the Scottish accent is pretty cool. But well, the laws and everything like that, the censorship laws and the you can't joke about Nazi and Hitler laws. Do you watch Rush Hour movie before? What do you think? I've watched it. Was years ago, man. It was ancient. Like it was really ancient, very old school film. I watched it and I like it. Like it's not great, but I like it. The subsequent sequels though, they're ranging from meh to if you guys don't know, by the way, you might be surprised to notice there is a Rush Hour TV series. There is a Rush Hour TV series. I'm not kidding. Look it up. There is a Rush Hour TV series. It's not Jackie Chan. It's an entirely different cast. It's not Jackie Chan with who's the guy? What's the other guy? Chris Rock. Hey, Chris Tucker. Huh. Okay. Cowboy Bebop is seinen. Your words, day one, be sir. How are Philippines this time of the year? I don't know. I don't know about Philippines, so I'm Indonesian. It's always wrong to censor games. All right. What's your opinion on hashtag QAnon? Canon. Don't know what that is. Will you watch Persona 5 animation? I actually did just before the stream. I watched the first episode. I share my thoughts on Twitter. It is very rushed. Very rushed. Like the first episode covers the casino opening all the way to when Ren's first awakening, and it stops right there. It is terribly paced. It is so rushed, but the animation is good. The animation is good, much better than Persona 4 animation. Certainly, the characters actually look like characters. It's much better. It is much better graphically, technically wise. It's much better, and I like the fact that the scene is consistent from place to place. Like when it's raining, when it's cloudy, it's very gray. There are a couple of scenes that the game missed, though. I want not the animation missed the anime. I want the anime to develop more on the characters. But it's still 1 out of 24 episodes, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I haven't seen the opening yet because it doesn't have an opening yet on the first episode. It's gonna have it on the second, so I dropped Danmachi. I got bored. Is it gay or emo to shoot up a school? Your opinions on Sailor Moon? I've been watching the live actions. There is a live action Sailor Moon. I'm sorry, did I miss that? I did not realize that there is a live action Sailor Moon. That's how much knowledge that I have with this series, fam. I don't know Sailor Moon because I only watched it when I was a kid, but even then I barely watch it. So pun of the day: when William joined the army, he disliked the phrase "fire at will." Are there reverse futas? Why is your English so good? I don't know. And Bayonetta, there's actually one more higher damn platinum. It's pure platinum. Yeah, you need to get no damage and everything should be platinum. So, do you play Geometry Dash? No. Since time is being killed, I guess. Bing's best spring anime so far. I haven't watched any of the spring anime other than Persona 5 the animation and Papute Piku. Censorship almost 99% doesn't work. It only makes people want the original source, at least when it boosts fan interaction with dubs and translations. Nani? I have been this disappointed in Scotland since Brave is Brace. Exactly. Chris Rock. I forgot, guy. Philippines is still shitty. What anime do you think does gore and stuff in a good way? Now that's an interesting question. I haven't seen a lot of anime that does gore and stuff. Would it be out of place if I say Samurai Flamenco? Because that shocked me. Like the gore that anime has. It's not exactly as intense as any other anime, but it by the time that happens, you just like, what the fuck? Like instant tone shift. Like this, the episode 7 just like instant tone shift, shifts right there, like the gores. Ugh. Yeah, there was a Rush Hour TV series. It's Chris Tucker. It's not Chris Tucker. It doesn't star Chris Tucker. It stars other casts that are black and Asian, obviously. Rush Hour is cancelled. Yeah. Who is your favorite YouTuber? That is a difficult question. Ren is fine to me, but the last name for Ren is what gets me. Since time is being killed, I guess. Oh yeah, I already read that. Shit. Do you prefer fan service games like Seven Kagura or violent Western games like Doom? It's definitely the latter. Well, I got banned from Twitter again. Time to create a new one since Gab is boring political stuff. What's your opinion on anime gun control? Why would you do a gun control in anime? That's weird. Do you agree with the phrase, the freer the market, the freer the people? Okay, I'm not taking a political compass test. I don't think so. But then again, my knowledge in economy is... Anyway, I think we're done here for the chat session. It's been 18 minutes in. We're just gonna get straight to the news, straight to the memes, straight to the streams. But first, I want to get to the main stage of this stream before we actually get to the very seriously funny memes. So here's a tweet from the official Danmachi Memoria Freeze. So it's basically, if you don't know what that is, it's a game based on anime and Danmachi, and people have concerns that the anime is going to be censored. Sorry, the game is going to be censored. But after somebody asked, well, it's not censored, isn't it? Honkai Impact 3 Global was, and it kind of depressed me since I was waiting for that game in years. Nope, it's not censored. But then this happened. Hi, official Dan Memo community team here. The touching feature was removed from English version of the game. Yes, not as a matter of censorship of depriving non-Japanese audiences of anything, but due to what is appropriate and not appropriate for English audiences. Hope that answers your questions. Okay, let's discuss a couple of points here because there are so many things wrong here. Not as a matter of censorship, but you are doing it. You are doing censorship. You are censoring a game. It doesn't have to be because censorship. Like if I kill people, for example, if somebody killed someone else, it doesn't. Their excuse doesn't have to be, well, I just want to kill people. I kill people not because I want to, not because as a matter of killing people. Like it's weird. Or depriving non-Japanese audiences of anything you already did. You are depriving Japanese audiences for the touching feature. Like it's like a freaking, I don't know what it is. I haven't even seen it. It's like freaking headpad. Is it kind of like the headpad thing from Fire Emblem Fates? But due to what is appropriate and not appropriate for English audiences, here's the tricky part. Here's the very, very tricky part about this entire thing. I want you to see, if you don't know what Danmachi is, I want you to see how the anime looks. What the anime like. I want you to just this is the anime. This is Danmachi. Not appropriate for English audiences. I think your entire freaking anime is already not appropriate for English audiences. Your entire freaking anime is already weird. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Your entire anime is already weird. I don't know how else am I supposed to illustrate this for you. Your entire anime is already weird. It is already inappropriate. How am I supposed to bring this matter to you? Like, it is already inappropriate for English audiences. Somebody made this point. Have you watched the show your game is based on? Excellent. Oh, hi guys, we censored the game, but it's not censorship. It's just censorship because you can't read Japanese. That's actually not the point that you're trying to say. It's just that it's not that you can't read Japanese. It's just that, well, we think that you think the content is inappropriate. You want a full experience? Learn Japanese. Well, I learned Japanese in high school. There. That doesn't mean like I know this is just somebody who illustrates the point on the top here, but still. Does the staff really think a game based on a booby fan service anime, no offense to the show, it's a good show, needs self-censorship like this? Are you all aware of the audiences of the main characters? You are depriving non-Japanese audiences of the features to remove the feature, and yes, that's censorship. Look at the definition. Well, there's that. There's that. So chat, what do you guys think? Damn. Fuck. It's Fates all over again. Very fake news. This memo is much better than Google Memo. Are you excited for Spider-Man PS4? I haven't seen it. I'm not really too excited, but I want to see how it plays. I can't see small changes made to games to censor stuff important. But at the same time, I think people overreact, such as Kingdom Hearts and censoring Kyrie's panties with a black spot. I don't know what that is. But still, it's not... The reason why people overreact on this is because it is such a tiny thing. Like, it is so tiny, so minor that people decided to censor that thing because they are on the mindset that we cannot take it, that we will find this offensive or vulgar. It's weird. Like, they're making presumptions out of us. The developers are making presumptions that we are going to be offended by this content, even though, well, we get into this content because it's fan service, and fan service can be offensive, sure, but that doesn't mean that you should just cut the content off. Is this a mobile game? Is it? I forgot. The touching features are weird, but that's no reason to censor it. Do the females have to be wearing hijabs for it to be appropriate for the West? Not as a matter of censorship, but for censorship. Killing is not justified unless you can make a funny meme out of it. Harambe, Jake Paul, etc. My problem with buying censored games is that if I buy, the industry of censorship would be seen as successful, which adds more companies to do this in the future. Well, here's the thing. Now, I did argue this sort of thing back when I was very immature. I was very young. I didn't know shit back then. But if you approach a certain censorship argument with this sort of argument, that if you buy a censored game or censored whatever, it's gonna sell much better and people are going to encourage it. Here's the thing, and here's the big problem. When Japan produces games and localizes games for the West is much bigger than Japan. It's much bigger than Japan. It's much bigger than Japan. It's big. It's very huge. It's America. It's Europe. It's a lot of regions around all around Asia. It's like 2 freaking continents. Now, don't get me wrong. The appeal to these sorts of fan service games are minimal. Are very small. It's very niche sort of thing. Audiences in the Europe, in the America, and the Australia even. But still, selling in those 3 regions alone, if you combine all the niche audiences into one, would it be bigger than Japan? Would it be as the same as Japan? Would it get the same appeal? It also depends on the distribution system, if it's going to be distributed on Steam or everything like that. There's so many factors to consider in here, and whether or not the thing is, it depends entirely on between one localization team. If the one localization team looks at a game being censored and says, "Hey, this game is actually pretty freaking successful," would they continue it on the basis that it's being censored? Because Xenoblade Chronicles 2, people have concerns that it's going to be censored, when so far the game is pretty freaking vulgar in a lot of respects, like the clothes, the outfits, etc. And there are concerns that the game will be censored, but it's actually not. It's very vulgar, very open. The boobs are big, the clothes are very much open, and yeah. So so many factors need to be considered here. I don't want to remember about the bad Nintendo of America localization of Fire Emblem Fates. She doesn't have enough money for clothes, does she? Plot. End my suffering, please. I see why Japan lures out the weebs. The English are weak. It's hentai and it's art. God damn it. I need to get to the censorship, just like Titanic minus the romance. Make my heart go doki doki. Hestia is the goddess architecture. If she tried smiting you, would be a house. If she tried smiting you, would a house fall on you? Anime wasn't offensive. Nice comment. Anime is not offensive. People are easily offended over petty shit. It's inappropriate, but they are too lazy to catching its TV rating. 80s and 90s anime are the best. Puritans are disgusting. Any fan service anime is stupid anyway. Devilman is available on Netflix UK. I doubt this is more risk. What did I miss? And what's this about being forced to speak weeb to enjoy my games uncensored? Well, goddamn, I talked about a lot, so we'll just stick to here. Leave it at that. Hestias, I already read that. Not every English person is cluck SJW snowflake anti-sexuality person. Well, the censorship train is wrong. Not censorship, remove touching features. I guess the logical is super broken. They removed the rice balls. I remember that. The black shadows actually makes it unclear if Kari rewears panties or not. This is the same as Aqua. When does Aqua do that? Why is people still getting pissy at fan service, yet there are more bigger problems in other places? Frogs are amphibious. Shadows of the Damned censored blood and gore in Japan. Bleh. Can we censor censorship? That is an interesting question. Anime has become an epidemic. It weakens our youth and damages resolve of our leaders. Well, the problem is Western entertainment in general is, you know, the state of the Western animation, Western entertainment, the Hollywood, you know the state that they're in right now. So don't blame people for becoming weebs. Like it is not their fault. Anime goes mainstream right now. It is entirely, in a lot of ways, it's the fault of the Western media for being censorship, for loving, you know, these SJWs and everything like that, having it in the freaking, you have the, it's in everywhere. Like it's Genji. Genji prophesied this, and I don't know where he is right now. I should probably make a skit in which I find him. Or not, and actually find him. But still. Speaking of Shadow of the Damned, Grasshopper Manufacturer is now 20 years old. Their anniversary on March 30. Oh, that's pretty interesting. How Not to Summon a Demon King is going to be launched next season, and I'm already excited how they're going to censor the Demon King. Extraction Ritual fingering seed in there. 90s anime like Initial D needs more racing vehicle comics and went to Traveling Carolina Manga Library during Comic Con Expo Chicago 2018. It also needs a lot more Euro. Euro beats. Where was I? Goddamn, where was I? Goddamn, where was I? Where was I? The thing with CW Chronicles 2 is the names and the arguments would have been 2 decades old because of Pokemon. The dialogue was censored in CW Chronicles 2. Really? I don't... Which part? I didn't notice. Censorship is more of a company's localization decision, like as in, how can we buy this game to appeal to Westerners? It shouldn't be appealed to Westerners in general. It should appeal to the freaking weebs because they're the ones who are going to buy it. And if you censor the game, you're going to lose the audiences that you have. To censor Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they would have to block the entire game. Also, Hestia is the goddess of the hearth, so she is also goddess of the bedroom. Guess the chances Destiny Child will get a North American release uncensored. You still have to join Aqua. YouTube suddenly turned the screen off. By the way, Tokyo Ghoul re-anime is out, and I can't wait for the Kaneki X Toka controversy to be reignited. Damn. Damn. Anyway, what else do we have on the... here's what I was talking about in regards to anime. I want to get to an article that been published by... give me a minute. Censored Gaming did a video on the censorship in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think I watched it. I forgot what it is. I think there are some censorship, but it's not much. Goddamn, Angry Billy D, you got some very, very seriously weeb stuff in there. Not appropriate to show. I'll try to make sure. I'll try to make sure that you can't see it. yeah, this should do it. Anyway, here's what I was talking about here. Appabend, we need Kenji. Where's Kenji? I want to know, where is Kenji? Where is Kenji? I don't know where he is. He has disappeared. He has prophesied this for 6 years ago. He has said this for 6 years. And his prophecy has come true. His prophecy has come true. I don't know where he is right now. Anyway. Anime fan warns community of potential anime gate as anime goes mainstream. This is also a very much recurring problem. But the thing is, a good thing about this is that the West doesn't really have a lot of power in controlling the animations, controlling the animation in Japan or anything like that. All they can is probably screw up the subs, which they probably won't. And then, because even if they screw up the subs, there's still fan subs. Fan subs are everywhere. Or they screw up the dub, like in Prison School, in which case they will get scorned by it, and they will get lots and lots of hate, lots of flack for it. Like, it's weird. It's weird that Prison School dub. But still, also the Dragon Maid dub, that was also really weird. So that was the case where sub is definitely better than dub. But there are cases which dub is better than sub. But, well, we never listen. Kenji is wherever Tupac is hiding. Anime goes mainstream, implying certain series aren't already mainstream. Yes. I hate to say this, but yes, it is true that anime, it's only recently, in only the mid-2010s, that anime becomes mainstream. Around 2014 to 2015, that's at the time where anime becomes mainstream. A lot more mainstream than before. But, well, anime has been mainstream in like the 80s and the 90s with the Dragon Ball and anything like that. But it's not to this degree. Not to where we know obscure anime. Like, at least obscure to Western standards. Like, freaking Shimoneta, you would call Shimoneta obscure. It's actually not. It's very freaking popular. But, still, it can't, there's no denying that anime has grown more and more popular as time went on, and we've seen how popular anime can go in recent years. And of course, by the time the popularity rises in, there will be anime gate. There will be anime gate of some sort, and in a lot of ways there have been anime gate. For example, Operation Moe, which is a very old video discussed in, it was like in 2016, 2 years ago, where I talked about the articles from Mary Sue just talking shit about Moe and trying to make some problematic comments about fan service and everything like that. We should rethink fan service doing this and that. And so many other controversies had, like the dub for Hajime no Gal, was it? I forgot the anime. And then there was there was a censorship for Fire Emblem Fates was years ago, but it's very much obvious. There's so many censorship news regarding anime and Anime Gate as well. It's mostly involving Crunchyroll and Funimation. It's either of those two big anime streaming companies. It's involving those two things. And a lot of people have pointed out to me and shown me videos about how it's justified to pirate anime. And I was like, okay, that at first that sounded really damn stupid. Like, but then I watched the freaking video and I was like, in a lot of ways, yeah. There are so many things that you can gain much better if you just pirate anime, because the streaming services that you have right now, you have the Funimation and the Crunchyroll, they don't exactly have a very good database on the anime. Like, even Kiss Anime has a much bigger database than Crunchyroll, but then again, Crunchyroll is trying to work it on its more legal means, and they're trying to cover up recent anime instead of, just the older one. Still, you can't deny that in a lot of ways, piracy, anime piracy, there are so much better things. Like, it's different to video games, for example. If you open up Steam right now, like if I have Steam, and Steam is just so much better than pirating games at least for me, because I can get the games early on. I can play online with friends. I can finally, there are so many features that you can get in games that you can get on when you buy the games legally. And the support is much, the customer support is much friendlier as well if you actually say that you bought the game instead of just pirate it. But then again, there are also games that are being abandoned. Abandonwares, like No One Lives Forever is abandoned, which is sad. I thought MDK was abandoned, but then I remembered that GOG advertised the game as so there's that. Anyway, these streaming websites absolutely need to improve a lot of their features and try to be much better. Give things that the pirates would say, huh, that is actually a good feature. I would actually go to that. So yeah, let's get to the actual article here. Before we get to that, I'm gonna get to what are your thoughts on these. Keijo, yeah, Keijo as well. It's been a while though. Anyone still watch Mecha animes? Darling in the Franxx is still popular. So, what happened with the Prison School dub? Man, you have missed a lot. What happened in Prison School dub is one of the characters literally shouted "Gamergate creeps." So there's that. Hashtag summon Kenji 2018. We never listen. I think we need less censorship but more warnings so that people can decide if they want to see something or not for themselves. Has anyone stopped and asked what's going on about has anyone stopped and asked what's good about anime to begin with? Why are you joining my stream if you have to ask that question? Why are you even subscribed to me if you have to ask that question? Like, guys, I'll leave the explanations to you. If Peter Chung, most famous for Aeon Flux, is Korean American, is his animation technically irony? Hajime no Ippo is the best fighting anime. Man, Hajime no Ippo. I was actually quite shocked. Like I've seen it. My friend actually showed it for a brief moment. I was shocked by how ferocious it is. Like there's a lot of strength, there's a lot of charisma in it. So, hello appabend. Anime has long been mainstream and normie tier. It's sad that the worms are now trying to squirm their place in the community. Well, in some ways, I can certainly say that. I think what's more noticeable here right now is not necessarily that people are getting into anime. It's that people get into anime just in like the early 2010s, and then they try to change anime to shape to whatever they want in like 2015s, 2016s, 2017s, and now. My issue with Crunchyroll is that they miss a lot of OVAs. Ooh. I just say it to piss people off. If I'm not mistaken, genitalia must be censored in Japanese media, even the porn. Yeah, even the mention of dick, as far as I can recall. You can't say dick. Of course I know. Did Eromanga Sensei censor dick? I don't think so. Not the actual dick, the word dick. Anyway, let's get into the actual discussion here. Some anime fans have been contacting us for a while with hints and tips about certain forms of censorship, localization changes, and politicking censorship to the anime market. The increasing occurrence of certain trends in the market has sparked discussions within the anime fandom communities, and one fan in particular put together a lengthy 5-part series of articles highlighting what he feels is the potential making of an anime gate if things continue in their current direction. The offer is titled Anime's Mainstream Struggle, covers the different aspects on the changing industry and how it's been affected in the West due to going mainstream. Also covers some of the effects bleeding into the Japanese market as well. Article points out to Anime Feminist, Geek.com, Mel Magazine, Vice, and ComicBook.com, all publishing articles within a short span of time of the start of March, criticizing the anime community for gatekeeping after Kim Kardashian announced that she was a fan of Japanese animated shows and movies. Yeah, define what gatekeeping. What are they talking about gatekeeping here? I probably need to make a video on this because this sounds like an interesting topic. Gabriel Barrios is the precursor for things to come, similar to what eventually transpired with Gamergate, where the media collectively colluded to push the narrative that gamers are dead, spawning a 4-year campaign of gamers being pitted against their enthusiast media providers. The article states, just as with Gamergate and Comicgate, we can expect our very identity, sexist, racist. I actually want to know what the claims are. Let's see if, anime feminist, what are your claims? I think I've read this article. Huh. Let's read this. How can we encourage new anime and manga fans? That is an interesting question. The best way for you to encourage them is to ask them to watch anime. Like that's literally like, do you know how I got into anime? Do you know how I got into the anime fandom? Do you know how I got to talk anime with you guys? I watch anime. There, simple, very simple job. You don't need to do anything else. And if you think that anime is cringy, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Then leave. It's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You can enjoy other stuff other than anime. Or maybe find other anime that appeals to you. Like some people like old school anime. A lot of people really like the newer anime as well. Or maybe the middling age, like the 2000s anime. Like it's perfectly fine. Like even us in the anime industry, we have the anime fans have different tastes. So yeah, gatekeeping stinks. Every fan starts somewhere. There's nothing wrong with being enthused about the 2 shows you've seen or the decades you've been a fan. Marginalized fans in particular are probably familiar with having their taste and expertise aggressively questioned, especially if they're even critical towards the medium they love. Define being critical, because in my experience, you anime fam, you have never been very... By critical, you mean I personally find the fan services in certain scenes uncomfortable. That's not being critical. That's just you personally not finding some scenes uncomfortable or saying scenes problematic. It's not being critical because there's no basis to build. Like fan service is, you make fan services less distracting. Okay, but the problem is the shows that you've shown to me where fans... for example, Black Lagoon, the fan service is like, I couldn't even like, I can't recall, like I could barely remember a time in which there's a fan service in Black Lagoon because the story was so awesome. The story was so awesome. The characters are so awesome. I ignored the fan service. Like, okay, they showed tits once. Okay, there. Move on. Let's get to the story. The good bits. Let's try to get to the good bits. It's you who have a problem with ignoring the minor fan service stuff to actually focus on the overall story. Konosuba, for example. Konosuba has tons of fan service. Lots and lots of fan services in them. But I ignored all of them because the comedy was so good. The characters are funny. The characters are a bit of an asshole. Actually, a lot of an asshole. But still, it's what makes the series funny. It's what makes the series comedic. It's what makes the series good. That's what I enjoy of Konosuba. Even if there are so many fan services in it, it's just you are personally like, it's just you who you just can't enjoy fan service. You can't ignore them. You just seen it once. It's like, to the point where you quit the anime, even though they're like, every anime in some ways has fan service. Every anime has fan service. Every single anime has in some ways fan service. Like even try even the most innocuous anime you can think of, there is still fan service, at least one. Hamtaro has a freaking fan service, for God's sake. Hamtaro. Can you imagine how Hamtaro has a freaking fan service? It was that time where there was a guy talking to one of the hamsters, in which the hamster the guy is literally masturbating to the sound of the freaking hamster, and then he was asking, "Are you wearing clothes?" "No, I'm not wearing clothes." Like there's fan service like that, and that sort of thing, even not being shown visually, it exists in anime, and in fact, in a lot of ways, it could also exist in every entertainment ever. It's just that if I say, for example, in the Western media, I don't find people kissing each other, for example, uncomfortable. If I say that, there are so many, every Western media in general have people kiss. It's so tiny, it's so small, to the point where you just need to ignore these things. You need to move on to these things. Yeah, it's annoying, but you need to move on. If you can't look at the larger scope, there's a story, there are characters, there's comedy, there's actual content beyond these fan services. But then again, there are anime that focuses entirely on fan services. No doubt, Ikitosen is one of them. It is not. It does not apologize for fan service. It just states that it is fan service galore throughout. It does not apologize. And the story is shit. Story is shit. Story is garbage. It's just content fan service. But still, hey, if it's just, you can criticize the fan service in there all you want, but still, you still need to focus on the story. Still need to focus on was it Hamtaro? That's not Hamtaro. What was it? I forgot. I don't know what is it. Different show, adult comedy. Really? Man, I misspoke then. I don't know what that is, but still. I don't know what that show is, but it looks like Hamtaro. It really looks like Hamtaro, but please correct me on that. Well, what is that? X-Hamster? Really? To Love Ru is fan service personified in a lot of ways, yeah. So, sorry if it isn't Hamtaro, I apologize for that. I apologize for that, but still. My point is, you can't ignore. There are some fan services you can't ignore. Just ignore entirely. There's story, there's content. People to Love Ru can people who are fans of To Love Ru can attest to me that there is content beyond there's content beyond the fan service. There's story. The anime is Ebichu. Oh, okay. It looks like Hamtaro, but it's not. It's Oruban Ebichu. Huh, all right. It's sexy Hamtaro. All right. Okay, I apologize for that. I apologize. I got misinformation. I got misinformed. So, anyway. So let's turn around and talk about how we can welcome folks into our own anime-fem community, whether that be neo-feminist minded fans for anime and manga that enjoy, or nothing more. What is the series or movie to go to for anime newbies? For me, it's Black Lagoon. Like, if you're not a fan of anime at all, watch Black Lagoon. It is the anime that does not feel like an anime at all. It is very, like, watch the dub. Watch the dub of Black Lagoon. It is excellent. It is really good. And in a lot of ways, the dub is much better for me because it keeps the universe. It keeps consistent to the universe. I just find it distracting when a character who is like English can't speak Japanese. All of them speak Japanese. Especially, so yeah, definitely get the English dub for Black Lagoon. It is really damn good. Last Airbender, best Japanese show ever. Definitely not. Black Lagoon is really good. If you haven't gone into anime yet, watch it. It's really good, start to finish. You will not regret it. It is really good anime. It does not feel like an anime. Trigun does feel like an anime in a lot of parts. High School of the Dead is a great example of anime and manga full of fan service, but for most fans of the fan service is secondary to what is a damn good story. High School of the Dead, the story was okay. It's not great. It's not grandiose or anything like that. It is from the creators of Black Lagoon, but it's mostly okay. Let's see here. Hayore Nyarko-chan. Monster Musume were fan of the, like, Nyarko is a freaking fan service ever. Like, that's a freaking amazing. Anyway, do you have any stories about the first time you or our friend discovered anime? Well, let me tell you how I discovered anime. It was early days. I watched a lot of the early anime that I watched. The first anime that I watched was Digimon Tamers. Yeah, I got nightmares. I know. Intense freaking nightmares. That thing was written by the same guy. It was directed by the same guy who made Serial Experiments Lane. Explains why I got nightmares on that thing, because that thing is intense. It's one of the very darker Digimon, the darkest, in fact. Some people say it. Some of the Digimon fans say it's one of the darker Digimon series, and I got into it, and it was freaking. It was intense. And then after Digimon Tamers, the one anime that I grew up with a lot is Naruto. I watched from the very first episode, the very first episode where Naruto was just very small child, just becoming a delinquent, ruining everything around, all the way to last episode. I only watched to the Hidan and Kakuzu arc. The rest I didn't watch because it just gets stupider and stupider ever since. And I just really not a fan of Naruto in general. But still, the first 4 seasons of Naruto, the first 4 arcs of Naruto I grew up with that. I love it. I love it to the depth. It is it is a show that I grew up in. I love that show. But I didn't love it now. It's a shonen anime that I loved back then. I just not a big fan of it now. But ever since Naruto, I just not really a big fan of anime in general. Like, okay, people love anime. So what? That was at the time. That was in the early 2010s or 2011s. I don't care about anime. I was mostly into Western stuff. I was into gaming. So I grew up in both the Western gaming and the Japanese animation or some sort. But then in 2015, One Punch Man got released. I watched it, and that was at the time where I decided, hey, I have a lot of freedom. I have a lot of independence right now. So why not watch a couple of anime that people recommend? So ever since One Punch Man, I watched Rokka no Yusa. I watched Death Parade. I watched Bakano. I watched Mirai Nikki. I watched Psycho-Pass. I watched Steins Gate. What else? I watched Hyoka. I watched Elfen Lied. There's so many anime that I watched ever since then. And I only watched these anime ever since 2015 to 2016. That was finally where I become the weeb that you know as of right now. That was the time where I finally start watching more and more anime, consuming Japanese content. So my experience has been in both sides. I am familiar with the Western stuff, familiar with the Japanese stuff as well. So if you want to get, that's my story. What is your story? Death Note as well. I grew up to Death Note actually. I got Doraemon. Ninja Hattori. You mean the show? No, I don't know. I don't know about that. 4th season is almost too much to decide. It's got stupid from there. Well, I was a kid. I was a freaking kid. I enjoyed the first 4 seasons. House of the Dead is actually really grounded as an apocalypse series. It is, but the story was just all right. It's not terrible or anything like that. It's okay. Anyway, did you see the first Vampire Hunter D? I haven't seen it. Forget fan servicey anime. I skipped sex scenes in Roji VNs to read the story. Yeah, you know that's very interesting. A very interesting thing about when I watch freaking hentai. Sometimes the plot is so interesting that I skip the sex scenes entirely. I'm not kidding. Like, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. Like, there are some hentais in which the plot is really interesting. I want to see where the characters go. It's to the point where I skip the sex scenes in general. Like, I just skip them. Like, okay, they have sex. Like, every sex scene is the same. There's no in every hentai sex scene, it's the same. There's not much difference. What's different is the context being built into what happened on the sex scene. And sometimes the story that leads to it is so interesting, you just skip it. Just skip the freaking sex scenes overall. And I gotta give props to you, hentai. Congratulations for making me do that. Congratulations for making me skip the porn part. And I'm not kidding, by the way. I am 100% honest. Anybody who watches hentai can attest to this. So yeah. Everything is on the internet, everything. Mine is Venus Wars and the Minion Tank Police on Sci-Fi Channel Saturday Anime Block in the 90s. Also recall seeing Yu Yu Hakusho back in the day. I come off and off anime until I realized anime is on the internet. Been watching anime and reading manga since 1985. Damn. Did you watch the premiere of Persona 5 in the animation today? I already talked about this in the very beginning of the stream. The pacing is way too fast, but the animation is pretty good. So there's that. Now I'm debating between that and the Gundam. First, Legend of the Overfiend preferred the plot scenes over the sex scenes. Thinking about it, Digimon Adventure is the first anime I never ever watched. Still have a VHS of it somewhere. That is interesting. What age were you when you started liking anime? That was 4th grade. Was it 8 or 9? That was at the time where I watched Naruto, the first 4 seasons of Naruto. I forgot. Have you ever been pushed out by the gatekeeping anime community? No. Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. And the reason is, here's the reason, because I watch them. I watch anime. I don't care about the community, the rest of the community. I just don't care. Like, okay, there are people who didn't like. If I go to the community right now, there are some people who are like, "Oh, this anime sucks." Why is it sucks? Because here are a couple of really stupid reasons. Like, no, like I watch anime, I enjoy anime, and I want to talk about anime with people who share my enjoyment with anime. Like, it's that freaking simple. It has never been about gatekeeping. So there's that. Anyway, I still like Devil May Cry anime because I love Dante. There was an anime for Devil May Cry. What are your thoughts on the rating systems like rated E, rated M, rated T, etc.? What created the rating system? What's the reasoning for its inception? It's gotta be the freaking moral guardians. It's gotta be the moral guardians. But I think the rating system is good. It's just that people don't pay attention for it too much, which is sad. It's been so long since I watched an appabend stream. All right. So we're going to need to continue on the article here. The article argues that eventually these sorts of attacks will eventually reach and begin affecting the source material in Japan. While many gamers and anime fans believe that Japanese and creators are impervious to what other nations and activists think about their work, the Sakura Anime Network points to Japan actually folding to activists from Mongolia who felt that the depiction of Genghis Khan in a manga was disrespectful, which resulted in the book being forced off shelves, as reported by Sora News on March 1st, 2028. Holy shit. Oh my god, this is an ancient video. This is one hell of an ancient video. This is the most ancient video that I have ever done. This is ancient. This is a video when I still have the freaking Rubik's Cube as my avatar. I still have this as my avatar. It's so freaking... This is a very ancient Rubik's Cube. This is a very ancient video. Brings back memories, fam. Oh. I consider it ancient because, man, the production quality of that. Oh boy, it is very old. It's just damn. Gabriel also points out that this multi-phase attack that is organized by factions with entertainment media, an event from international organization the United Nations, which actually did attempt to pressure Japan to censor anime and manga. We already talked about that. Yeah, this is the Hajime no Gal coverage. So yeah, so there's that in a nutshell. In a nutshell, I don't didn't go in a nutshell. In a nutshell, a bunch of people really got pissed with anime. They want to make sure that try to ironically gatekeep anime by not making people anime fans to like the content and everything like that. So there's that. I'm gonna get to the chat here. How are you guys doing? What are your thoughts on this? Any thoughts? It's you, my boy. Do you feel proud? Yeah, 2016 is ancient. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. 2016 is ancient. For me, it is ancient because man, that was like the first few times I've like, so many years have passed. Like, it's like 2 years ago. I feel old. I feel really damn old. And that video makes me feel old. It makes me feel ancient. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. We've got Japanese companies censoring Western releases and anime games, so it is already reached. Have you seen Darling in the Franxx? It's a mecha anime. I haven't seen it. I will see it when it completed. Apparently, lots of people talk about the gender roles, the problematic gender roles in that anime. 2016 was Gangnam Style become popular, right? It was 2012. It was 2012. Yeah, it is 2012. Feeling old yet? It was 6 years ago. Gangnam Style was 6 years ago. Gangnam Style was 6 years ago. I'm sorry. 2016 was when I was 2 years younger. And it is exactly. But I mean, looking at the video that was shown on that, I was like, man, those are ancient times. Anyway, here's a meme that I made on Twitter. Very, very brief meme that I love here is the context for this picture is basically MatPat looking at a picture of Harambe, and then he basically is like dicks out for Harambe. But well, I decided to do a little bit of Photoshop, and I got this. Maybe trying to not make things to be a very, very good memes here. The best shitty English dub is the first Yakuza game. Yakuza has an English dub. That is weird. I'm sorry, that is weird. Why MatPat? That's the meme. Like, that's the template of the meme is MatPat. And it just so happened that MatPat is the one who reacted to it. Anyway, what else do you have here? Back to censorship. League of Legends SJWs complained that Kaisa's neckline is too sexualized. It is interesting that I want to get to this article in detail because I want, like, it's League of Legends. Like, League of Legends has was it Jinx and Ahri, like two really damn hot characters. A lot of really hot characters from League of Legends as well. So why is this the one thing that stops you? Let's get to the article here. League of Legends SCW's complained that neckline is too sexualized. Riot Games lead producer champion Ryan Morales recently used Q&A opportunity on the official League of Legends website to address concerns of SJWs who complained that the neckline cleavage in Kaisa's outfit was hyper-sexualized. Morales explained that the artist attempted to design the character in a way that made it look like she was still wearing a suit and not corrupted, and that they messed up even though they had good intentions. Okay, explain please. Early on, Kaisa didn't have a deep neckline. When we got her in game, we realized her dark hair combined with the suit made her look more void creature or corrupted human than normal person wearing a void suit, particularly because the human skin showing on her face was small on screen and difficult to read from the in-game camera. Our artist tried a few things to try to address this, and the one that worked well was redesigning her neckline so you could see her human skin more clearly when her mask was off. With this change, more players interpreted that Kai is being human wearing a suit rather than a human who was corrupted. So in a lot of ways, having a freaking cleavage and neckline like this equals being corrupted. In other words, that is interesting. Correct, but still interesting. Anyway, what else we have here? Oh boy, here's a statement from Lawbreakers. Do you guys remember that game, Lawbreakers? Yeah, me neither. But if you don't remember Lawbreakers, it's a first-person shooter of some sort made by Epic Games, trying to cash in with the hero shooter genre from Overwatch and Battleborn and Paladins. It's not a very successful game, let's just say. And here's Cliffy B basically giving an announcement. And it's been a while since I had said anything about Lawbreakers. With that, the past 4 months of Buzzkeeper Productions have been especially trying as we pride ourselves in being communications and transparent. Here's the very real truth, which may not come as a surprise. The fact is, Lawbreaker failed to find enough audience to generate funds necessary to keep it sustained in the manner we had originally planned for and anticipated. Press freaking FM. Holy shit. And while a pivot to play free-to-play may seem like the easiest change to make, a change of this magnitude take publishing, planning, and resources to do it. Free-to-play. Like, it doesn't even work at free-to-play. Like, it doesn't work in free-to-play. Imagine, that's the failure of this game. Does not work at free-to-play. Press F to pay respect. Oh my god. Too bad for you, Lawbreaker. Tips hat. Here's something that people send me for some reason. I want to get out some very common misconceptions here about the stages of accepting that traps are gay, and so are you. I want to get some very common misconception here. Traps are not real life people. To all the anime sorts of anime twitters that complain about how traps are basically trans people trapping straight people to sex, and that encourages violence to trans people in general. Well, just because I love anime traps does not mean that I love traps in real life. I have seen traps in real life. I have interacted with traps in real life. People who deliberately dress themselves to look like a female. And by the time you hear their voice, it's just instant turn off. Instant just snap, turn off. Like this, it doesn't sound natural. I'm sorry. It just doesn't sound women. And yeah, they might look really beautiful. They may look really pretty. But by the time their voice came in, man. Anyway, here's the stages of accepting that traps are gay. First is shock. What the fuck? Those girls are dudes? Denial. I mean, it's not gay, right? It's not gay, right? Like, here's the thing. Here's a very big thing. There's a very big difference. Like, anime characters, 2D anime characters, are in many ways prettier than their 3D counterparts. Like, 2D boys are freaking pretty. You can't deny that 2D boys are freaking pretty. They are very, very beautiful. Very, very attractive. But 3D boys in real life, if I can look at myself in the mirror and regret the fact that I want to question the gods above and why they give me such an ugly freaking face. The 3D boys in real life, man, they are low tier. They are below this earth. They should be crushed right beneath the thoughts. Absolutely, every single one of them, for giving such an ugly, miserable life, for giving such an ugly visual experience to my ass. They should be crushed to death beneath all the freaking ugliest thoughts in the world. Anyway, anger, fucking degenerates, drenching people gay, I hate them. Bargaining. Yeah, it possibly can't be gay, right? I mean, as long as it's cute and feminine. Depression. Who am I kidding? I am gay. Face it. Acceptance. Put it in, daddy. Yes. That is, if you are a fictional character in a freaking... if you're a fictional character in a freaking... Like, if you're drawn this way, like, in a lot of ways, you would say no. Like, for God's sake, going back to the MatPat example, like, if I draw you this way, if somebody draws you this way, this is Teddy from freaking Persona 4. If somebody draws you this way, and it's revealed that this person over here is a woman, which is a man, would you deny that? Like, would you just say no? Like, so that is interesting. Had 3D once, was it worth it? Do you watch Super Sentai? If so, what's your opinion on Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger? I don't watch Super Sentai, so I don't really know about those opinions. Fred from Scooby-Doo likes straps. I already talked about this in the last stream. But what about trans women like Kyle Maria and Blair White? Also, this artist made a bunch of art that's cutie on screen, dope stuff. Oh, yeah, I know. And what about trans women like Kyle Maria and Blair White? Well, even they have things that just makes you go, like, I find Blair White's voice to be a bit odd. But still, she's at least able to make herself look really attractive. So, yeah, good for her. Good for her. Even Kanji knows. Dude looks like a lady. Traps are everywhere in VR chat. I'm one of them with my titties. Indonesia has ladyboys. Absolutely. Yes, they do have ladyboys. Yes, they absolutely do have ladyboys. Not as common as Thailand, but they absolutely do have ladyboys. That is how they get to you, Appa. Traps are not gay, but if you like traps, well, I have some news for you. They still are gay. You coming out, appabend? I'm coming out to say that I love 2D boys. 2D boys are very attractive. 2D boys are beautiful. 2D boys are amazing. Even 2D versions of me. I would fuck 2D versions of me. Like the drawing versions of me, I would fuck them. They're just so much better. But 3D boys, on the other hand, fuck them. Fuck them. They are beneath this earth. They are absolutely low. I hate looking at their freaking dicks. I hate looking at their face and souls of their freaking dicks. Fuck them. Absolutely fuck them. Oh shit. Am I in the anger stage? But seriously though, I'm straight in real life. But if I have to jump into the freaking 2D, I don't mind both. So anyway, time to draw fan art. Appabend, already draw that, already seen it. A lot of people already seen it. Why did the stream become so gay? Appa is not gay yet. Man, try me. Find me a boy in real life in 3D. I would just not be attracted to it. I'm not attracted. Zero attraction. Try me. I want you to try and make me gay. But anime has made me. But anime, on the other hand, 2D boys, they're very cute. I will 100% admit it. But boys in real life, though, they're beneath me. No. F. Anyway. What are we here? What do you have here again? Speaking of traps, whoever did a Photoshop on this, you are amazing. Whoever did a Photoshop on it, this is a really good Photoshop. It's very blatantly, there's a dick in here. I have to censor it. But this is a really good Photoshop. Whoever did a Photoshop on this, props to you, man. You are very good. Like, I want to know how you're able to put this in here, like, directly. Really, really good Photoshop. Clear backpacks are stupid. Yes, clear backpacks are stupid indeed. You can just literally cover it in a paper like this. Like, behind it is freaking glass, a freaking gun. Like, come on, still. What is this idea of a freaking clear backpack? Am I missing something? But still, this is pretty good. That's a Dojin cover. Yeah, very good Photoshop. Very good Photoshop in there. David Bowie is cute, but I wouldn't do him. David Bowie, well, David Bowie, he is, I wouldn't deny, he is a very charming, very attractive man. But, nah, I wouldn't do him as well. Because he already has a life on his own, and he's not, first I heard it's not gay. So, are you also attracted to Marvel men? Depends. Are you talking about, like, Robert Downey Jr. themselves, or which Marvel men you're talking about here? That's not how the term fuck yourself usually works. I have been pranked. Oh, I've been pranked. It is a Photoshop. Very obvious Photoshopped. Have you heard of the Tunia game that's being made by a Canadian developer? That is weird. That is weird. Anyway, what else? This is from this is somebody made a Photoshop on this, and then Mr. Medicore posted it on his video on Kurt Iconwalk. Kurt Iconwalk, this guy is interesting. Kurt. So if you guys missed the story, basically Kurt Iconwalk, he is a journalist. He once posted a picture trying to prove to everyone that they're trying to prove a point to somebody, but then he accidentally posted a picture of his computer, which says that he reads a freaking doujin. He reads the freaking doujin on the computer, and everybody points out, wow, you are reading doujin. And then his excuse is basically, well, I was trying to prove that tentacle porn exists to my family. The problem is, the doujin that he is reading, it's not tentacle porn. So, nice try, Kurt Eichenwald. And I don't know who this is. But, well, nice case you got here. Are you excited for Bloodstain Ritual of the Night? I don't know what that is. What is that? Gothic exploration action platform is not what a Goth photos for genre. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what that is, but I'll probably check it out. What else do we have here? This is classic. I'll let you guys see this. So, slide me that long message in my DMs, Daddy. Have you seen his constantly shrinking Twitter bio? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it starts from being a writer to not being a writer of vanity, to not being a writer of this, to not being a writer of that, to the point where it's just him saying New York Times bestseller. I know you hate Senran Kagura, but if the game were filled by boys instead, would you play it? That is an interesting question. If the boys are high school, age, and the fan surface is not too blatant in our face, I would probably play it. Because maybe because 2D girls are just so boring. I don't know. But still, I really like. I just remember that this is the time he was drinking a lot of freaking moist protein. It's called moist protein. Still, I'll let this one speaks for itself. Anyway, as I let this one speaks for itself, I wanted to just see if that is weird. But you're a Teletubby. Which one? Am I a Tinky Winky? Am I a Dipsy or a Lala or a Po? Oh, Po. That's nice. Nice. Get in the Emma Shinji. Shinji. Too real. Lala Ben. Lala Ben? Huh. That's actually not a very bad name for my female. Lala Ben. Like, I had a female Rule 63 fan out of me, but we haven't gotten to a good name yet. Lala Ben sounds pretty freaking nice. Lala Ben. 02. Oh, here's a very interesting source of article on Nier Automata. Famitsu recently sent out a questionnaire to international fans of Nier Automata, and here's a compilation of the comments that were chosen to print it in this week's issue of Famitsu magazine. Unlike a lot of Western games, Japanese games are strongly influenced by the vision of their directors. This add a unique feel to the game dependent on who direct them. People such as Yoko Taro, Hideo Kojima, Shigeru Miyamoto, and so on. These are visionary that will drive video games to its own unique media. They are people who dare to venture into the unknown like a real man. Not to mention that Japanese games don't care about petty thing like political correctness in their game, and Japanese games don't care about the feminazi. Oof. Ooh, boy, this is some. Ooh. This is some hot fire comment. Let's ruin that, shall we? I love watching bigoted gamer bros project on Yoko Taro, thinking he's just another sad incel like them. Man, have you seen Yoko Taro? Have you seen Yoko Taro? The things that he did, it might give the impression that he is he's a very sad, he's a very lonely guy, but he's a really nice dude. Like he's a really, really, really nice dude. And the director of freaking Nier Automata. So yeah. For real though, I don't get why Famitsu choose this quote if they neutralize the original to be another generic comment instead of translating the shittiness in its full glory. Can't see the freaking translation. So Famitsu didn't pick any of the brief existential bullshit I wrote about Nier, but they sure did pick someone who only said they love 2B's big butts. Thanks for letting me know the kind of thing you value. It's actually real. Holy shit. What? It's actually real. Wait. Oh, the stream got cut off. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. I was talking about. Oh, that's a shame. If the stream got cut off, damn, that sucks. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so if you guys missed this, there was a guy who said Famitsu didn't pick any of the brief existential bullshit about Nier, but they sure did pick someone who only said they love 2B's big butts. So basically, Famitsu put out opinions about Nier Automata. They pick on someone who said 2B's big butt and put it right on the freaking magazine. That's whoever you are. Whoever you are. Oh, you are amazing. You are freaking amazing. You are great. This is actually in their magazine. That's amazing. Oh boy. Great job. Great job. The stream got cut off momentarily. That's fucking stupid. That is fucking stupid. I reset my freaking modem every single time. I need to reset my modem. I just reset my modem, so I guess that's what it calls it. Also, Yoko Taro did confirm that he keeps snacks in his mask. Yep. I mean, damn, my bold font. Big, giant, bold font right there. 2B's big butt. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, here's a very weird. I don't know where this come from, but It is very interesting. Very interesting. Check this out. It just check this out. Just I can't explain it. You need to look at it. You need to look at it. It is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know what this is, but it is very interesting. Like the way they shot the promo shots, like one shot is actually from this, one shot is actually from this, one shot is actually from that. This girl over here, there's this girl who sits in there, this girl is actually this girl over here is actually sitting this girl is this, girl sits in this, girl sits in this. The question is, who's the photographer? Who is the photographer? That's a very interesting question. That I think you should contemplate that just for a bit. Who is the photographer for these photos? You might just try to wonder that. Who are the photographers of these? MC is the photographer. Also, A2 is better than 2B. 2B is much better than 002. Can you zoom into the title there? No, these are just the names of the anime. These are just the names of the characters, sorry. Not the anime. Well, you can read the title here. It's in katakana, and I'm not too familiar with katakana, so do you still think the Hot Down to Freeman, aka Half-Life 3, was the best Hideo Kojima game? It's the best Tommy Wiseau game that Tommy Wiseau never made. So there's that. Title on the bottom. Yeah. It's this here. Amagami. Alright. Okay, so there's that. What else do you have here? Here's also what I want to talk to you guys. Far Cry 5. I was talking about how Far Cry 5 is the most apolitical. It's very apolitical. It does not have any content of like it doesn't talk politics. It doesn't talk recent politics and anything like that. Sure, there are a couple of references, but it's so small, very small. Like you barely even notice it. But then now you have Far Cry 5 being the fastest selling Far Cry title, second largest Ubisoft launch. Like it's not. I've been Far Cry 5 already, and it's not the greatest Far Cry, but it's still a very fun game. I have lots and lots of fun with Far Cry 5, and it is the fastest selling Far Cry title. If it is the fastest selling Far Cry title, then congratulations to Far Cry for being able to not cater into the social justice demands, making the game so the game is so diverse. Like both sides have people. It's very diverse, gender-wise, race-wise. Both sides are very diverse, but they didn't point it out. It's not even an issue. Like it's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Like you're both gonna get wrecked. You're both gonna get killed. The world is unforgiving. So yes, Far Cry 5 was the fastest selling Far Cry title. It absolutely gets it. It absolutely freaking gets it. Did you know that Isao Takahata passed away? Yeah, I know. It's an old news. He was the director. Was he the director? He was the director of Grave for the Fireflies and a couple of anime films. And it was very sad that he passed away. But it's very old news. Still very sad that he did. Anyway. Crack the code, just stop caring what people think, make you want, and let money decide. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is everything. Every thong is a shame that they made the rest regular Far Cry. Well, the thing is, there's an explanation in why Far Cry Blood Dragon, there's no Blood Dragon anymore, no Blood Dragon games, or at least the difficulties of making Blood Dragon game. But still, the one thing that I want to point out is that I want to see the next Blood Dragon to evolve like the Rambo films. Basically, no, the stream didn't die. I know it didn't. Basically, in the Rambo film, how the first one is the first Rambo film is First Blood. The second one is First Blood. Rambo First Blood Part 2. the third one is Rambo 3, and then the fourth one is just Rambo. And I want to see the evolution from Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon into just Blood Dragon or Blood Dragon 2, which is, I would love to see that evolution. So there's that. But still, First Blood, the movie First Blood, I was surprised by how serious and I was surprised by how much I love the film. There's not much, there's a lot of action, but there's not much that I expect. A lot of it is very psychological, very story-driven, and I really like it. I genuinely like it as a film with a good story, and not just with the action. I mean, sure, Rambo is just Rambo, but the way Rambo was treated in like the second, the third, and the fourth film, in a lot of ways, I just find it disrespectful to Rambo in the first one. Rambo in the first one, he does not kill. Like, he doesn't kill at all. Okay, couple of people that he does kill. Or he accidentally killed. But last time I checked, Rambo, the first Blood Rambo, he doesn't kill anyone. Last time I checked, he doesn't kill. There may be one or two people, but last time I checked, he mostly doesn't kill people. And then the second and the third and the fourth just made him to relentlessly kill people. In a lot of ways, he is a tragic sort of character. A tragic villain in some ways, kind of. Ever heard of Homestuck? Yes. Yes, I've heard of Homestuck, but it's been a while since let's check it. Far Cry Blood Dragon 2, Far Cry 3, Far Cry would be the order. I would go for Blood Dragon. This is Blood Dragon. Far Cry plus Blood Dragon. First Blood Dragon. That's actually pretty fucking insane. What? I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna read this. The Oasis from Ready Player One has Ninja Turtles, Ryu from Street Fighter, and DeLoreans from Back to the Future, all white or white male identifying characters or films. Can't process. I'm sorry. I cannot process this. The DeLorean is a freaking vehicle. DeLorean is a freaking vehicle. Appa, what anime world would you want and would not want to live in? None. I want to live in the real world. The real world is already troublesome in the first place, and living into an anime world is going to add tons and tons of problems. And it was silver, not white. Isn't Ryu Japanese? Well, here's a really nice tweet from somebody. Whites are the most cowardly and weak race, while all other races were fighting using arm-in-arm combat or close contact spears. Whites created guns to kill people from a distance. Let me repeat. Whites are the most cowardly and weak race, while all other races were fighting using arm-to-arm combat or close contact spears. Whites created guns to kill people from a distance. This I can't. What is this? What is this? Little bit of revelation. During the Sengoku period in Japan, they also use guns, cannons as well. there are so many instances where people of color also use guns. In fact, my road to independence involves lots of guns. So watch the movie 300 and get back to us. Well, there's that. A fictional cartoon movie, ha ha ha. I should move on before. Can you show me something that is not depressing? Still. It is depressing though. Blockbuster Video, man. This was a thing. This was a thing back then. Blockbuster Video. And now... Ancient. Wanted to find Ancient? This is Ancient. Blockbuster Video. Very, very ancient. Lots of memories. You need to play a sad song here. You have some sad song here. Like, I mean, I had memories going to the freaking rentals, fam. And now it's just the internet. Lots of people have been, they don't buy physical copies. I mean, they still do buy them, but I mean, they don't go to Blockbusters no more. I mean, it's just sad. It's just really sad. But, well, too bad for a Blockbuster. Anyway, we've been going for an hour and 30 minutes so far, and I think this is a very good place to end this stream. Gonna get something more upbeat instead of just that. So, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. It has been a great time. It has been a wonderful time. Would love to join in the streams with you guys. Probably doing some video game streams if I can. Play some Bayonetta or playing some maybe Dark Souls Remastered when it's released on the Switch. We're probably gonna get to it. And oh, also Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne 5. I would love to play this game with you guys. I would love for you guys to see me suck at this game, get crushed, destroyed to pieces. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for Shin Megami Tensei 5. Can't wait for the Razor Ripsaw for my capture card to actually come in. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next stream. Take care.